everyone, it's Claudia from It Doesn't Take a Lot to Look Hot. And today I'm going to do a makeup tutorial on my work look, which involves a lot of black and white eyeshadow and winged eyeliner, and a full face of makeup. So we're going to start off with e.l.f. Under Eye Primer on my triangle, and I'm just going to dab it in underneath my eyes and smooth it in. Then I'm going to use my e.l.f. concealer, and I'm just going to dab it on any flaw spots and underneath my eyes to prevent the bags from showing. Then I'm going to use my Revlon Smart Shade makeup, and I'm going to put some on my sponge, and then from my sponge I'm just going to dab it on different sections of my face so it would be an even coat. And then from there I'm going to take my sponge, I'm just going to dab it in first so it matches my skin tone. And then as I dab it, it pushes into any of the pores for a flawless look. And then I'm going to start smoothing it on my entire face, including underneath your chin line and up to your forehead, up to your baby hairs. Next I'm going to use my Win Cosmetics foundation, and I'm going to get an actual spoon, which is probably one of the coolest tricks if you're trying to figure out how to do any contouring. You're going to line it up with your high cheekbone, take a smaller brush, and just kind of brush it underneath the spoon. And then you're going to get a line that should match up with your cheekbone. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Draw another line, dab a little bit, and there you go. It should match on both sides, about the same darkness. From there, you're going to take another blending type brush and just blend some of it in so it's not as dark. It doesn't need to be blended in all the way at this point, but it should just be a marker for where you want it to be. Then you're going to dab some on each side of just above where your temples would be, the same color. Then you're going to draw a tiny bit more on top of where you just did the spoon mark. From here, you're going to take your Makeover Essentials palette, and you're going to take the pink color. And you're going to just put some on your cheeks, right above where you made the spoon mark, and you're going to just kind of blend the two together. Then you take some of the tan in that palette and you're just going to brush it underneath your eyes and underneath where that spoon mark is. Then you're going to take basic translucent foundation, mine is LA Colors, in a tan palette, and you're going to just pretty much brush it over your entire face, kind of go nuts with it. It'll even out your skin tone, it will set the liquid foundation, and it will also dull the other spoon mark powder and any contouring so it's not too drastic for a workplace look. You're going to just blend it in circles over your entire face and make sure you get it on your chin line as well and up to your baby hairs. Next, you use the same palette and you're going to go to the darkest brown color. You're going to flatten out your blush brush and you're going to kind of go back in a tiny bit where you made the spoon marks. And kind of make a more even finish. rather than seeing the spoon marks, which at this point you should not really be seeing at all. And just make sure you blend it in all the way. And you're also going to take the same color and you're going to go underneath your jawline to create definition. And you're going to kind of just push it down a little bit after you draw a line where your bone is. And you're going to do this on both sides of your neck. And you're going to continue it onto the front. That's a finished foundation look. Next, you're going to take your NYC lip stain. It's in a brown color, and you're going to fill in your lips. It lasts the entire day, and it's also good when your lipstick starts to come off after a few hours. Then you're going to take your Revlon again, and you're going to just put a little bit on your eyes. For the base, for the eyeshadow, it will help it stick on and last all day. And my work day is about 9 to 10 hours, and this definitely helps make it last the whole day. Then from here, I'm going to take my Prestige eyeshadow in the color white, and it has a little bit of a shimmer to it, and I'm going to take my little eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to kind of dab it in. To try to get it as white as possible, you dab first, and then after you brush across your whole eye. And with this, you're going to do it into the crease. Try not to get above. And next color I'm going to use is black. That's also by Prestige, and I'm just going to start making an arc right above my crease, and then I'm going to start blending it into my crease to make a white to gray to black blend. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. And then I'm just going to take the back end of my brush, which is more like a blush brush, but a very small one, and just kind of blend them together for a more finished look. Then from there, I'm going to take my other Prestige palette, which is a green and tan one. I'm going to use the tan. And I'm going to put this underneath my brow as a brow highlighter. And I'm going to kind of blend that in a tiny bit with the gray, but not too much. It's a very shimmery tan. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. tiny brush, and I'm just going to blend it in a little bit better. Then from here, I'm going to use my brow brush and eyelash brush by e.l.f. And I'm just going to brush out my lashes really quick. And then I brush out my eyebrows so they maintain their shape. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. liquid black eyeliner, and I'm going to do cat wing eyes today. I'm going to start from the inside. I'm going to draw the line out, and I usually do a couple coats. It doesn't have to be perfect on the first one. The first line is usually the blocker. Let me do the same thing on the other eye. Start from the inside, pull it outside, and do a couple coats of it to make it match the same thickness as the first eye. Now from here, I'm going to draw a line up on each side as the base of my cat eye wing. Then from there, I kind of connect the two, and I kind of fill in a little bit where the empty triangle is, and make sure it comes to a perfect point. Do the same thing on the other side, and fill it in. At first, it's not going to be even, but then you have to go back in and correct it, because not one person's face is completely symmetrical. So this is why like a stencil would not work. Then you're just going to go back and you're going to make them match as best as possible by adding thickness. Doing any last finishing touches before the look is complete. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. pencil and a lighter, and I'm going to burn the edge of it. By doing this, you actually make the eyeliner much darker and easier and smoother to put on. And I'm going to take my white crayon. I got it at the dollar store. It does not have a name. You can use almost any one. And you're going to put that in your waterline. If you do have light eyes, I don't recommend putting any light colors there because it will make your eyes almost seem glowy and kind of Halloweenish, which you don't want. Then I'm going to take my Maybelline Great Lash Mascara with a thicker brush, and I'm going to start putting one coat on at a time on each eye. And make sure you twist the brush as you're applying it so you get the maximum volume from it and maximum mascara coverage. And do the second coat. And then just going to fix any spots where your lashes look like they are starting to clump. So about 3 coats total for the thicker brush. Now you're going to take the brush that's curved, it's also Maybelline, and all of my mascaras are black, by the way. You're going to start with the bottom as the top continues to dry a little bit, and you're just going to brush down the bottom. Then you're going to just go back up with the top, and you're going to focus more on the top part of lashes to focus on extending them as long as possible. Then I'm going to take my NYC lipstick, which is 304, and it's colored Mocha, which is kind of like a dark brown. I'm going to put that on top of my lip stain, which I applied earlier. And that's the finished look.